Hello and welcome back to Two Cups Between. I'm Jordan, here with my best friend Sam.
Hello.
Why did I say it like that?
I don't know. I'm here with my friend Jordan.
Oh my god. How are you?
Oh, you know, I'm here now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, I feel like if you're, those of you listening, if you know the lore, I don't always feel very here, you know?
Yeah.
But now, I feel here.
Oh, wow. That's a big change for you.
Yeah. I mean,
We're
it's like
up.
maybe 90%, you know? But like before it was like a good like 40 to 50%. You know what I'm saying?
That's an improvement.
I think it's good. And I mean, I have been traveling around. So, you know, that doesn't really help the like not feeling very here feelings.
Right. Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, I had a nice little 2-week trip. If people listen to the Gemini playlist episode, I was visiting both of my sisters back to back to dog sit for them while they went for trips. And then I got to hang out with my other sister for a little longer, which was nice. I got to hang out with you briefly. Briefly. You were very busy.
Very briefly.
Very,
like
very
24
busy.
hours.
Yeah, like maybe 6 hours total. Like, no. Actually.
No.
We did spend like a whole day together, but I don't know what happened to that day, you know?
I don't know where it went. It was really fast.
It kind of just vanished into thin air before
we were having coffee and then it was 10 p.m.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, so it's been fun. I don't know. I have a lot on my mind, but it's not bad stuff. It's kind of just like, oh, I have like a lot to think about. I think when I'm in school mode, there's so much that I push back. And then now, or like maybe for the past couple of weeks, I've kind of been like pulling everything out of the file cabinets and going through everything, if that makes sense. And also discussing with like my sisters, you know, I don't know if this feels this way for you and your sister yet, but I feel like now, you know, my two sisters and I at our age kind of like huddled together and we discuss family business almost. It sounds more serious than it is, but it is kind of like that. Especially like living apart from each other. I'm kind of like, so what's the deal? Like what's you know, what's up with our parents? What's up with y'all's relationship? What's up with, you know, like what's just going on? Like how's everything going? And kind of like processing all of that, and it's very interesting, I think. And it's been a lot to process. And again, it's not like bad stuff at all. Like there's a lot of stuff to be grateful for, but even having a lot of stuff to be grateful for is a little overwhelming, you know?
Right.
And kind of just thinking a lot about the future or just the rest of this year. We're kind of like at the midpoint of the year, literally.
For sure. What, literally? Oh my god.
Yeah, because the solstice is next week.
Oh no.
So
stop.
Right? The solstice is the middle of the year.
Yes, stop.
Yeah, so we're halfway through 2023, it seems. No. As it would seem.
As it were.
Yeah, so and I mean, I think Gemini season is a lot about like taking stock of everything, which I tend to struggle with. You know, I tend to struggle with being like, oh, what have I done so far? And like, wow, let's celebrate that. Now, where are we going from here? Instead, I usually just like somersault into everything I do. It feels like.
Right.
You know? Just like snowball avalanche through everything. And then I'm like, okay, now that's done. Where's the next cliff? Just like fling myself off of to the next thing.
Absolutely. And the next thing, and the next thing, and the next
yeah,
thing.
but like now I can tell that is like slowing down somewhat. And it's uncomfortable because I'm used to the avalanching, you know?
Yeah.
But like again, all good things. It's kind of just like getting used to that again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how it's been for the past couple weeks. I feel like we haven't like recorded together in a few weeks, so I feel like there's so much I could say that
I
we can
know,
get
but
into.
at the same time we saw each other in between that time. It's just like we still have so much to talk about.
We still have so much to talk about because I feel like both of us had a lot on our minds and we just needed to hang out and like not do much.
Yes.
Which is what we did.
Right. You're right.
We kind of we hung out on Best Friends Day, which we didn't know. It was incidentally. On purpose. Yeah, it was just the day you were
Best Friends Day.
It was really just the day you were off, and I was like, "Hey, come over to my sister's and hang out."
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it happened to be National Best Friends Day,
and we didn't do a thing.
We had a Best Friends Day where we just
sat around,
each other's company, watched
a Sailor Moon movie.
We did,
and
it was Hearts and Ice. The Sailor Moon
It was movie, pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good one.
It's a really good hour-long.
Now I kind of want to watch
all of them. Yes.
Yeah. So that was
They're good. There's a new one coming out this summer, actually.
What?
It's a Sailor Moon Crystal movie.
Oh,
the series reboot they did. Yeah, there's a
new Sailor Moon movie. You're lying.
If it's gonna be in theaters in America, I really want to go see it. So we should.
Would that be a thing? It would be in like a really weird movie theater.
It would be.
It would be in like a mall.
It's showing on 2 days.
No. Do you remember like the Death Note movie? I did not see it. This is like back when we were. This is like back in the Renaissance or something, like back in the old ages. When we were like 12, okay? I know that there was like a live action Death Note movie. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And Netflix, it didn't show in like normal theaters, but in some of like the big malls in our hometowns. Like not our hometown actually, but like the adjacent city.
Right.
Is where that showed. I feel like I could see that for Sailor Moon. For a Sailor Moon movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really know. But you know, who knows? We could also just stream it and watch it together. I feel like post-pandemic, I'm just used to just streaming movies now.
Yeah, we could just stream it together. Okay, so what's coming out this summer is the second part to the 2-part action fantasy film, Sailor Moon Cosmos. Part 2 is coming out on the 30th.
This sounds up my alley.
Yeah, there are different Sailor Scouts in it that I'm so intrigued by because I've not seen any Cosmos things. But there is a newer movie that is called Sailor Moon Eternal that came out in 2021. But, you know, we'll see. I think Sailor Moon Cosmos is the one.
I feel like I need to catch up with all of them.
Oh, no, we have to watch all of them. So there's the Sailor Moon R movie.
What does the R stand for?
It's just Sailor Moon R. That's what it is. There's like different. So there's Sailor Moon. Then you go to Sailor Moon R, which is I think maybe like the rebirth arc. Then there's Sailor Moon S. Then there's Sailor Moon Super S.
Oh, okay. I understand.
We watched Sailor Moon S. Sailor Moon R. I don't know which movie that is. I have.
Wait, you mean the movie we watched was part of the Sailor Moon S arc? If you will. Okay.
Oh, it's Fiore. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sailor Moon R is the first one that came out, and it's really like a Mamo arc. It's all about like this friend he had as a kid who turned out to be an alien and who now comes back, and then like it's very queer coded. Like he's in love with Mamo, right? But they don't say that in the American version. That one actually didn't come out in the US, but I have seen that one before. The American version
really just like screws with everything.
They did because Uranus and Saturn are a couple forever. Like you can't not see it
or
even though they tried really hard.
Cousins,
right?
You know,
right. So we have to watch that one. Exactly. Then we'll watch We don't have to watch S because we watched that one. That's Hearts and Ice. That was the US release title. And then we have to watch the Sailor Moon Super S, which is really a Chibi Usa story. So we have like Mamo, then Luna, and then Chibi Usa. None of these are actually about Usagi at all.
Yeah,
none
Usagi
of these are about her.
I'm not gonna lie, Usagi just kind of seems like she shows up.
The whole series is about her, so the movies are not about her. But I've never seen Eternal. So we should watch Eternal too.
Okay.
And then we can watch The Cosmos Part 1 and 2.
But was Hearts on Ice about Luna?
Hearts on Ice is about Luna. That
is Luna like
she's the main character.
Yeah, which is like really good. It was like really good.
Yeah.
When you're watching and you're like, I gotta say, the love line between these two cats is more interesting than anything else in this movie.
Yeah, it is.
And I was like, oh my god, I think you're right.
The Artemis Luna love story is stronger than any other love story. Because Mamo and Usagi end up together, right? Like, that's just it. Prince Endymion and Neo Queen Serenity, like, they're destined to be together. Fine.
Boring.
But, like, right. Luna and Artemis. Woo! Woo!
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. We're talking so much about Sailor Moon.
Yeah, we're
supposed to be talking about how we're doing. Okay.
I know. Well,
yeah. So
I'm doing well. Okay, I'm doing well.
Okay.
I'm working on getting rid of a lot of emotional baggage by cleaning out my closet right now. Okay,
that is an emotional time.
Yeah.
So, I also have a lot of stuff to go through. Maybe not as much stuff as you. I'm not gonna lie.
I have
a lot of
way
stuff.
Too much clothing.
Yeah.
So,
but it's gonna feel so good. It's gonna feel so good.
Yeah, I've already decreased my wardrobe by like half at this point, and I've got some more bags to go through, and then it should be like another third or half again. Like, I have a lot to get rid of. So it's just taking a while, and we have to like fix some stuff in my closet. So it's not like really straightforward. It's not just me getting rid of clothes. It's also depending on my parents to actually like help me do the things that need to be done, or like help me figure out what we need to do to my closet. Because the wire rack at the top where I would hang stuff off of is pulling out of the wall a little bit. So it just means that we have to get that reinforced before.
Do you have anyone that like your family hires to fix stuff around, or do your parents do it?
Sometimes my dad will do it if it's just something easy, but my dad's out of town this weekend, so my mom and I are just going to take care of it, and we'll be, strong, independent women and get it done.
That's the correct answer. Good job. You passed.
I passed the test that I didn't know I was taking.
That was a test.
So that's what we're doing today. Probably after this,
it'll feel so good when it's over, because I've definitely done that for my closet a lot. I've also had most of my wardrobe just disappear for me when I came back from Peace Corps.
Yeah,
and then when I eventually got my luggage back a year later, I couldn't. Those clothes were like, there was no point of keeping them anymore. So
rip.
Which was fine. And then it was fine because I hadn't had them for a whole year. And then I was like, oh, I'm super not attached to these clothes anymore. Goodbye.
Right. I mean, I haven't had most of my wardrobe for a year. Let's be real. Like, it's been at my apartment, not with me. So I've learned to live without it and haven't bought a lot of new stuff. So it's not like I replaced it or something. I just learned to not wear it.
Kind of minimize.
So, so I'm trying to decide, like, I'm being pretty harsh about what I get rid of.
Good.
I have a pile of maybes. That's just stuff I need to try on and see if I still like it. And then I've got too many sweatshirts. So the sweatshirts are getting their own declutter later.
Yeah.
I just need to put them on and see if I still like them. And if I will wear them. I don't know. I'm a big hoodie wearer, though. I have lots of pullovers, like crew necks and hoodies. I wear sweatshirts all year round, all the time. So like, it's not like a loss if I keep them all, like that's not really a bad thing.
It's just like the space to take.
Yeah, they take up so much space. So I need to
But you
make
said you're
sure
going to
that
get the packing cube. Okay, wait. Did the packing cubes condense the clothes?
No, you made that up.
Why did I make that up? What do you mean I made that up? I just thought that was the case.
No, I'm not getting packing cubes. You made that up.
I swear to God, Jordan,
we were talking about this the other day.
Jordan, I swear to God, we were talking about getting packing cubes or something.
No,
your closet.
We weren't.
Oh my God. Okay, if we didn't talk about that. No, if we didn't talk about that, then I made the suggestion and you're like, yeah, sure, maybe. And then the whole time you're like, I don't give a fuck what she's talking about.
No. You
Jordan.
No.
Jordan, do not gaslight me about the packing cubes.
This never happened.
Jordan.
I was talking about how I wanted to reduce all of my clothing and like do it using the capsule wardrobe method. I'm not trying to make a capsule wardrobe, right? And then Sam starts talking about packing cubes and I'm just straight up confused as to how we got to packing cubes.
Okay, whatever, fine.
I'll
let it go. I'll let it go if you let it go. If you let it go, I'll let it go. Okay? We can move on from the packing cubes / capsule method, which I don't know what that is. No, I don't care. I don't care. Don't correct me. Don't even correct me. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. Oh my God. I was just trying to make a suggestion. Good. Finally. For once in your life. Oh my God.
It hurts. That's so funny.
You're welcome. You're welcome for detoxing your neurotoxins through your tears. Okay.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. God.
Oh.
This is such a transactional relationship. I swear to God.
Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it.
Oh no.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh my God.
Funny. Oh God. Well, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone.
This is like, what the fuck have we been talking about for the past like 17 minutes?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, what?
So crying.
How else have things been going other than closet, or has it been mostly closet? I remember we got on our call, and I was like, "How are you feeling?" And I think your entire brain is just filled with closet right now.
It is just filled with closet.
Is the mood
at the moment
and thought and mindset just closet?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I have no other feelings, no thoughts, no emotions.
Yeah.
Only closet.
Physiological functions are all
Those
just
don't
going
exist either.
Towards
closet.
The closet. Yeah. Okay.
But it has been stressing me out because all of my clothes haven't been in my closet. They've been in plastic bags in another room. My dresser is in another room. It has to go into my closet. Like, all I can think about is the logistics of getting this done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's it. So it is occupying the majority of my brain space. I don't have the wherewithal to consider anything else.
Yeah.
Because I'm off for 4 days. I was off yesterday, today, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, that's nice.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So like, I'm not working, and I'm not going to finish this until Sunday probably. I mean, I would like to be done tomorrow, actually. Like, truly, I want to be done tomorrow. But realistically, since I'll have some other things to do as well, I will probably not be done until Sunday with the closet thing. And I like wanted to have basically tomorrow and Sunday to relax and play Zelda, because everybody's trying to spoil Zelda for me at work. Like, one of my coworkers just wants to talk about it, and I'm like, don't talk to me about it. I've been spoiling a lot of stuff.
Someone else.
Don't talk to me. But he wants to talk to me because we've talked about it before. But then I'm also just like, I need you to not talk to me about Zelda right now, because I'm not very far. You just want to talk about stuff, and I've told you that I haven't played in like 3 weeks.
I'm very frustrated with my lack of progress. It's not that I keep trying to play and not progressing. It's just that like I said, I have a lot on my mind, and it's hard for me to like take up a whole day playing Zelda. And if I only play for a couple hours, like, nothing gets done in Zelda.
Yep.
Like, this is such a vast game. Like, and I'm not the type of person to just blast through the main story or main quest.
Right.
And so, like, trying to only play for a short amount of time, I feel like I don't get anything done. I did get to, my sister and brother-in-law started playing, and it was fun getting to see them start. But even my sister got further in the main stuff
Oh my god.
because she was kind of like, I mean, we discussed it a lot actually, because she's been into Zelda for a very long time. Hasn't played as many games, but like was the original like Ocarina of Time fan, you know, when it came out. Yes. So, you know, we were talking about it, and she was saying like, oh, you know, I loved Breath of the Wild, and this feels like really almost like purposeless because it's just so open that it confuses me. And I was like, yeah, that's because you're so early on. Like, even stuff that she would talk about, I was like, oh, there's so much that you just haven't gotten to yet. Like, you just didn't go to the, you didn't go to the right place because no one directed you to go there.
Yeah.
And like, even when she started doing something, like, I also noticed that sometimes you can progress in a quest, but it takes longer to change it in your quest log, you know? If that makes sense. Like, sometimes you have to go talk to this person, they tell you to go talk to this person, they tell you to go to this location. But even when you do that, it doesn't change anything on your quest log. So it's kind of like, so where am I supposed to go? And like, is this the right direction? And then it's very vague.
Right.
But I told her about like other little Easter eggs from previous games that like you can only find if you explore around, you know? And I think after talking to her, she was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get like, you know, just the different format of this game.
Yeah.
It's so different from other Zelda games. And
it is, but it's so familiar at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, because like, you know, we've watched people stream FromSoft games a lot. But I wonder how, like, if it was a similar thing. Because the thing is that the Soulsborne games are, like, already kind of vague with their lore and just, like, where you're... I feel like... I don't know if they're that vague about where you're supposed to go. I think they are kind of clear about that, but...
Most of them, I think, because they're more traditional, like, follow the path type games.
But, like, when Elden Ring came out, I don't know how people felt, if people felt the same way. Or if there was just, like... so much more to do everywhere that maybe it was a little easier to like ease into an open world format. But I don't know because I haven't experienced playing it. But
yeah, I feel like you and I don't know how people felt about that, but we could definitely ask our friends who do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's so interesting how this game has been like, I don't know. It feels like it's blowing up, but I also don't want to look at it blowing up because then I'll be spoiled. So it's kind of hard to know. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. And we have friends who are like finishing it up now after taking their time to play it.
Yeah.
As opposed to people who blasted through it in like a week. Because that's the only like time they had off of work. Yeah.
Exactly.
They had a mission. They're like, I'm off for 7 days. I'm going to finish the game.
Yep.
Not going to like do anything. Now. Yeah. And for me, it's like, oh, I have this like precious 3 months off of school and I can't justify taking a whole week to finish this game, even though I want to. Like, I wish I had a different vacation just for Zelda.
Yes, a vacation within the vacation just for Zelda.
And I had planned on when I was doing this 2-week dog sit moment to just use that time to play Zelda. But I just like didn't. I didn't feel like doing that. I felt like drawing and like, listening to lots of music and lots of lots of things in K-pop have been happening.
It's so interesting how the inspiration shifts and like you plan to do this one thing that you really want to do and like sounds so good and you love doing it, but then just it's not the moment.
Right.
It's not the time.
And like not a work related thing. It's like just a fun thing.
Right.
And yeah. And like a lot of K-pop stuff happened, like I said. And so I ended up watching a lot of old K-pop / EXO shows and concerts and I don't know, listening to a lot of music and that sort of thing. Like I wanted to just like relax and spend time with the dogs and enjoy nature. And I mean, we had poor air quality, so I couldn't really go outside. Yeah, the entire time I was out. So I didn't get to like really go out. I wanted to do like some trails and stuff like that. So I didn't really get to do that. But I did get to like sit out on the porch and like relax and have time to myself. So I didn't feel that craving to sit and play a video game anymore. So yeah, I feel like I will just slowly get through this game, very slowly, which kind of sucks because I would love to watch people play through it, but I know that people are saving their playthroughs so I can just watch it later.
I really can't wait to watch people's playthroughs, like when I've got some more time. Particularly our friend Nico Tendo 64.
On twitch.tv.
I cannot wait to watch Nico's.
Yeah, because I know it's going to be the most thorough and like I don't know. He knows like so much of the lore and so much of the Zelda motifs, if you will. Right.
They're just so
and it's funny because like I'll know some of that stuff too, but like he like really notices it and acknowledges it more than I would. So
exactly,
it's very interesting.
Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait to watch.
Great stuff.
I want to watch my friends play, but I was like lurking in someone's stream yesterday and didn't click off, and I think I spoiled myself or something huge, and I was like, no, I'm trying to forget, but it just happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's still fresh, and I'm like, no, dude, I tried. I didn't mean to. I haven't been watching anyone. I haven't been hanging out with anyone. And I just like clicked into the stream to do something so I could lurk, and then I think I spoiled myself a little bit.
Oh my god.
Dang it.
Oh no.
It'll be fine though. I'll forget. Since it'll take me 3 years to get to that point anyway, I'll forget.
Oh my god, that's funny.
It's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of just how I've been.
Yeah. I've got some projects in the works. I'm trying to balance a lot of things at once and trying to find a better like life balance, like routine, so I can get a lot of shit done.
Yeah.
I tried to stream last week and I got 2 days. I did 2 days or 2 weeks ago now.
Wait, really?
I streamed for 2 days in a row, and then I haven't streamed since because this past week I couldn't wake up before 9 a.m. So I don't know. I actually think that the air quality has affected me a lot. I have pretty bad asthma as it is.
Yeah.
So I think it's just
still have my cough and
right. I think it's just affected my body health a little bit. So I'm just a bit more tired than I have been recently, because like with work I've been sleeping so well because I'm exhausted at the end of the day. I'm not in like I don't know if anyone remembers when I first started how like my feet really hurt, and I was really really body tired then in like almost a bad way, but that's not the word I was looking for. I don't know. I was like very truly exhausted to my core when I first started working.
Straining your body kind of.
Yeah. But now I don't feel that way so much, but I am tired when I come home. Like I take my shower and I get in bed because I'm tired enough.
Right.
But like, I think that I've been a little just extra tired, and like my mood's been pretty bad. Recently, so I think I'm just going through like my own ebb and flow that I go through through time, right? But then I think the air quality is just like lingering, the effects of it are lingering on me, so it's making me need a few more breaks at work, and like I'm just struggling a little bit. So I've been a little extra tired, but I'm feeling better towards the end of this week. I'm actually feeling a lot better, and I'm gonna try to get back on a good routine of going to bed between 10 and 11 and actually waking up early like I want to. Even though I'm decidedly not a morning person. I'm really not. And that's okay, but because I have to get up. So it's just,
that's how
it's
I
fine
am
that I'm
too.
not a morning person, but I need to wake
You
up.
know that's how I am. When we hung
Yeah.
out, I was like, oh, I haven't really like slept
Yep.
in a few days.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of stuff going on too. And here's the thing, like I said, I've been very in the moment, I think.
Mhm.
So I haven't been looking at astrology at all.
Right.
And which is like totally fine. If anything, I don't really want to be the type of person who's constantly looking at it.
Mhm.
If like it's very useful when I'm in school or like when I'm
Right.
working to
Mhm.
know, and like interacting a lot more with people to know what's going on. But like when I just
Mhm.
had these 2 weeks basically to myself, save
Right.
some dogs who are just
Right.
dogs, you know, like they're hanging out. I just like didn't feel the need to like know everything that's going on and just kind of
Yeah.
feel it instead, without analyzing too much. But then now, you know, before we started this podcast, this recording, I like wanted to look back at what's been going on, and I was like, that like makes so much sense for other things that I've been going through as well.
Mhm. Right.
So yeah, I feel like I'll have a lot more to say when we talk about the astrology. And I feel like it will relate to you as well, like the things that you're going through as well.
Oh,
Um,
good.
oh yes. And I mean, like I know I always say like good or bad to talk about the astrology. I feel like I should try to stop saying that. I feel like it's just been a lot of changes, shifting, if you will.
Mhm.
Like so it makes sense that you're cleaning out your closet. It might make sense that someone's quitting a job and getting a new one, kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
that is very much the vibe. Or like moving or getting a house or like getting married or whatever, like big transitional life things.
Right.
Big and small, really. It makes sense that that would be happening now, if we talk about the astrology. So I've also
Yeah.
been feeling that and dealing with that as well.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man. And only more
Ugh.
changes to come, let me tell you.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh my
Gemini
god.
season. I feel like Gemini season
Woo!
starts out so lit, like unbelievably lit. Like, yes, finally, we're in Gemini season. It's summer. Sorry, people in the southern hemisphere, but it's summer. Like, it's
Right.
fun. And then, like, by
Mhm.
the end, you're like, oh my God, will everyone stop talking to me? Shut up. Like, leave me alone. And I'm
Yep.
exhausted. And will my
Yep.
brain shut up? Like, can I just stop thinking for a second?
Let me stop thinking.
Like, let
No,
me go to
never.
bed.
Never. My god.
Yeah,
We wish, but joke's on
not me.
us.
Jokes on us. I have insomnia. I had racing thoughts.
Whee!
Oh, wee! But that adds
That's
to my fun
thoughts. Those are my
personality.
thoughts.
Okay? So next time you want to tell me I have a fun personality and I'm like sunshine and rainbows, just know that I'm suffering.
I'm suffering.
Yeah, I
funny.
suffer for your entertainment. Okay?
Not for your entertainment. Oh
Yes,
my god.
ma'am. That's what I said what I said. Leo Mars Gemini rising. Okay. I suffer
Oh
for the
no.
stage.
Uh,
Oh, this might be the last
I
time Jordan talks to me.
I cannot with
Oh
you.
my god.
I don't know what to do with you anymore.
What do you mean? What do you mean do with me? Are you gonna put me up for adoption? Like what the fuck?
Yes, yes, I am actually.
No one's gonna adopt me at this age.
I'm too old to be adopted.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So funny.
No. It's fine.
Shall
It's
we
fine.
slowly discuss the astrology? Are you ready? Are you ready, Jordan?
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Are you mentally
Okay.
prepared?
No,
Okay.
but it's
Well,
gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, we have to do it anyway, so you
All
don't have a
right.
choice. Okay.
Let's talk about the astrology.
So, I mean, I'm basically going to start at the beginning of June just because it's been a few weeks since we've talked about the astrology and go through the major things that have been happening. As far as minor transits go, I think Mercury has been the most active, as it will do. Like as that bitch will just run around and just electrocute everyone. That is Mercury's vibe right now.
Right.
And so first, at the beginning of the month, on the 5th of June, Venus entered Leo. Lovely placement.
Nice times.
And in the same week or within the same week, Mercury entered Gemini, which is its ruler. Also very nice. But I think these two in combination are what's contributing to us having a lot of new ideas and creative projects and business ideas.
Passion project.
For sure.
Big
for sure.
Galaxy brain for all of your passions.
Yes. And for me, it is more and more difficult to like write everything down. I'm kind of just sitting with my head, like head in the clouds is an understatement. It's like my head's in space. Like it's like beyond the atmosphere. Okay. Filled with ideas. And the Venus in Leo, I find very interesting because Leo is like, I think oftentimes Pisces gets like the reputation for being creative, which they definitely are, like very artistic in a sense. But I think creativity, if we want to talk about like the actual hands-on making of stuff and like the more action-oriented creativity, is much more of a Leo trait. Like Pisces has the very beautiful artistic ideals. And Leo can really put stuff into work. Like Leo is more like a childlike creativity because they are like younger in the zodiac than Pisces is. Right. So I kind of just think of kids just making art, like they don't give a shit like what people think. They're just like creating to create. And Venus entering Leo, like you're much more well versed on how Venus affects relationships. But if we talk about like finances, I feel like Leo entering Venus is kind of like all of these creative projects and figuring out which ones are for fun and which ones you'll use to make money or further your career. Right. If that makes sense.
Yes.
And that in combination with Mercury and Gemini, it's just like the ideas are just flowing in an overwhelming sense almost.
Absolutely. Definitely overwhelming.
Like kind of drowning in my creative ideas, you know?
Yes. It's like a huge burst of creative energy with not enough ability for outlet.
And like for me, I've had so many creative ideas. Like so many in the past few years. That I'm kind of like, firstly, I'm trying to figure out which ones I'm trying to do for fun and which one I would actually make into something more, I don't know, more substantial, I guess.
Right.
And also, it's kind of like, I get the feeling, again, probably because I'm on like a break, that I kind of need to take advantage of this time. And I don't want to feel like I have to do as many of those projects as I can because that's just going to be exhausting. So it's kind of like picking out one or two or three that I could do.
Right. Trying to cut down on the number of projects.
Right. So I'm kind of like going through everything I feel like I already said this phrasing, but
Yeah.
like going through the file cabinet again, a different file cabinet of,
Mhm.
of the
Just a different
creative
one. A
ideas.
different one.
Yeah, a different cabinet with all the
Right.
creative project ideas, and seeing like pulling them out and being like,
Mhm.
oh, could I do this summer, or is this something I need to do like later or whatever?
Right. Right.
So that has kind of been where my mind's been at lately, and I think it's
Yeah.
because of these like planetary shifts. So yeah, that's what happened. Oh, another thing that happened the same day that Mercury entered Gemini, which was the 11th, is
Mhm.
Pluto. So Pluto's been retrograde since May.
Right.
But it was in Aquarius. It did enter Aquarius and will return to Aquarius later. Like it'll actually be in Aquarius next year, I believe.
Mhm.
But the Pluto retrograde has regressed back into Capricorn.
Yeah. Right.
And I think it'll just be a continuation of things that we've been seeing happening, and
Mhm.
that we've been talking about, like where Aquarius was kind of about a lot of like social media and community based things making like really big shifts and transformations.
Mhm.
Capricorn tends to represent more like authoritarian structures. So think
Right.
about like the police, the government, um,
Government.
the government. Um,
Yes.
like I find it funny that Trump was just arrested, which I thought that already happened. I don't really know how these things work. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to
No.
talk about it because I don't want to talk about him.
Not
But
talking
just
about that man.
we don't have to talk about that man. But just like this, like distrust in government or distrust in like big authoritarian figures that we thought, I don't know, would be more helpful to us. Like I kind of think
Mhm.
of Capricorn is kind of like father figure in a way. It's kind of symbolic of that.
Right.
So I think of like growing up and thinking that everything that your dad does is like perfect or is like the right way, and then kind of figuring out that
Right.
he's also very flawed
Right.
and unlearning the things that maybe you did or maybe that you
Mhm.
believed because of that. In that same way, I think a lot of us have already have felt that way, at least in the States, about our governments,
Yep.
but definitely on a global scale, like you keep seeing it happen
Right.
for
Exactly.
years, and it's gonna continue, and probably get more intense. We also have elections this year in the States.
Oh, goody.
So, or well, I guess they'll start, the campaigns will start this year is what I meant.
Yes. It's about that
Um,
time.
which is wild to me.
I can't believe it's already time
How has it
again.
been 4 years, or I guess 3 years? Like, I don't know.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so
Grandpa Joe's running again. We're not going to
not
talk about it. I
Grandpa
really can't. I
Joe.
really can't get into it.
Oh my god. Oh.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh.
Uh,
But yeah, so I think those will be, and that's just like a big overarching thing that's going to keep happening until next year. So, um,
right.
I wouldn't expect us to feel that on a very, oh, well, you will feel it on a personal level. Okay, here's how you'll feel it on a personal level. I already talked about Pluto retrograde being like
Right.
Mercury retrograde on like steroids when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to relationships. Only because, and I only make that connection because a lot of us, how do I want to put this? I feel like this is part of my aversion to relationships. Okay? I'm going to be honest. I'm being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've said this to you before. I've told this to many people
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like a lot of people get into relationships just based on like their wounding and programming of like needing to be in some like whatever dynamic, needing to be needed or like needing to be validated and all of those things that I think relationships can be a good avenue to help you unlearn those things and maybe be like
Yeah.
a more actualized person, blah 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 blah.
Right.
But I think it can be hard if you enter a relationship and like you almost feel like there's no need to reflect on those things because you're with that person now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when people get into dynamics like that and then break up and feel like a part of them is sort of missing now because they've grown so accustomed to being with someone, and then that person tries to come back to you, or your feelings stir up for that person again.
Oh, Lord.
It is like very, very, very tricky business, I think.
Yes, it is.
So that might be something, I mean, for the past month that has been very intense for people. And like I said, Capricorn representing like fatherly figures. Like a lot of us get wounding, and when I say wounding, I mean like psychological wounding from our upbringing, and that causes us to get into certain kinds of relationships that aren't very good for us because we're just looking for the things that we were used to as children. So yeah, I could see people sort of feeling that more if they haven't healed a relationship with their father, or if they haven't healed a relationship with their ex, or whatever that is. Those sorts of things will be very intense, I feel like, as we keep going into the rest of the year when Pluto's continuing to be in the retrograde.
Good.
But it is like all lessons to be learned, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, like there's so much energy of like building new passion projects and like really progressing in life and being more fulfilled right now. Like Venus and Mercury hit on a personal level so much more. Like they're so much closer to you, I feel like, where Pluto is very global and, you know, has to do with big structures, and kind of like the after effects kind of get to us personally. So like I would just kind of be aware of those lessons that are coming up for you, and not being so bogged down that you are not like focusing your energy on things that could make you feel a lot more comfortable and fulfilled in your life, if that makes sense.
Right.
So yeah, like I don't want to be one of those people. Like there's so many astrologers that make astrology seem so scary and like fatalistic, and there's so much good stuff going on all the time too, which sounds so cheesy. That sounds so cheesy, but
it's true.
but it's true. Yeah, so that's kind of the vibe. And I think if you're close to people who maybe already even know about your wounding and like your sort of your past and your whatever things that you've been in the past, if they already know it, then you don't have to explain it to them. You can just like go to them to be vulnerable. I think having those people are really important right now. And yeah, like having that sort of outlet to process those feelings and then move on and do some fun stuff instead is kind of how I'm feeling too. And I've had so many like family things that have been going on, not like necessarily good or bad, but like just a lot. And there was a lot of family stuff that I was worried about before coming home. Certainly, like I think when I'm anticipating coming home, I'm not to be that person, but I have been traveling back and forth a lot for a long time. And because even in undergrad, I would come home, I would see like old friends, and then my family, my sisters lived in different states or like different cities for some time. And so when I'm coming home and like anticipating all of the family stuff that's going to come up, it makes me like super anxious and then like very avoidant when I first get home. And there are so many family things that I was very worried about that have kind of just been solving themselves very like in a very gentle way, instead of a very intense confrontational way, which was what I was anticipating, I guess. You know, if that makes sense. Like I thought that I would have to do this whole big confrontational thing. But there have just been other things where they come to me first and they're like, hey, you know, I've been doing this and thinking about this and working on this. And it's surprising. And like part of me is just like, oh, I, no matter what, want things to go well, and I want to be a better person in my
Mm-hmm.
relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that intention and mindset can be enough. Like you don't have to
Right.
go and like dig and have this like huge intervention, or like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you need that, of course.
Right.
But I think if you just like focus on being very intentional and very like, mm, yeah, just almost like pure with your intentions, that
Yeah.
sometimes those things will just work out better than you expected.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that kind of relates to like these big, scarier transits happening. Saturn is also going retrograde soon. So, like, these big world shifts happening are very
Right.
scary. But sometimes, if you are really just keeping your close people around you and like working on yourself a lot, those things like start to fade away a little bit.
Yes. It
Um,
doesn't feel so overwhelming if you
yes. Yeah.
aren't, I don't know, if you are just keeping your circle close,
Yes. Yes. Um,
it helps.
yeah, for sure. And I think it's good that this is kind of what's been going on before Cancer season starts, which we're
Right.
already very close to, because
Mm-hmm.
Cancer season is very focused on the family,
Mm-hmm.
and the mother. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's really time. And I always get really freaked out before Cancer season because, again, I get very anxious about dealing with stuff when it comes to my family.
Yeah.
But I'm already seeing it, and it's early. It's early. We're like a week before Cancer season starts.
Right. Right.
Um, and it's already feeling like, oh, like we can actually just ease into this and see where it goes,
Yeah.
if
You
that
don't
makes
have to be
sense.
stressed about it. You can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
take it day by day.
for sure. And it's not just like family or your mother, but any motherly figures or any family, chosen family as well.
Right.
Um, because really, family is just like who you decide to be that, like, quite that vulnerable with,
Right.
really.
Exactly.
So that could be your actual family, it could be your very close friends or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of all that's been going on. I don't know if any of this relates to you at all, but yeah.
It definitely does. It's just like a lot of my inner life versus
Yeah,
what I talk about outwardly, like,
exactly. Same.
which is maybe I feel like Geminis and Leos are definitely more outward focused, but at least with Leos, it's a lot of a facade. The
And
inner world can be.
Geminis. Oh.
You're right. Yeah, Geminis too. It's like the inner world can be quite chaotic and
Mm,
tumultuous for Leos and Geminis, and outwardly they want to seem like everything's fine and chill and
yeah.
dandy. So I've definitely been honing my Gemini facade,
Yeah. Oh,
which
same.
is okay. It's fine. Like,
It's comfortable for me to do it too, you know?
yeah, it's comfortable to not reveal too much of myself and like show that I'm going through um whatever emotions I'm feeling at any given time. Like,
Right.
that's better for me.
Yeah.
um but I overall I'm like feel quite good, which I feel like a lot of these placements promote.
Mhm,
um
mhm, mhm,
there's a lot going on that is supportive of things that
mhm,
I want to work on, things that I want in
mhm,
my life, and I've been feeling well supported in my actual, real life relationships, and the energy that I've been feeling just from everyone from the
mhm,
universe
mhm. Yeah,
is
same.
good. So like I definitely relate, and I'm just like working through the things that are coming up for me, but
Mhm.
also just trying to take my days in stride and enjoy them
Mm.
because they're
Yeah,
good.
same. It's
It's
hard.
been
It's hard.
nice. It is hard to take
It's
the days
easier
in
said than
stride.
done,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
But yeah, but it's like it's hard to know that things are pretty good and not focus on that dread feeling that a lot of people have, that we all
Yes.
get, that
Yeah.
like it can't be good for long. Like, no, it's just
Oh,
it's going
yeah.
well and it's very
Yeah.
neutral overall. Like,
Right.
it's fine. everything's fine.
Right. Yeah,
Oh my
like
god.
I think I'm used to putting on the facade and
Mm-hmm.
then letting all of the inner stuff build up so much that it has to just like burst out and like
Right, like
overwhelm me,
crumble.
and yeah, and I'm almost like
Yeah.
drowning in it. And if anything, that's more comfortable because it almost feels like, oh well, I have this big release and now it's fine. Like
Yeah, but you
I yeah, but
don't
it's like not
want
the best.
to.
If anything, you have the big release and then like you don't want to continue it, so then you just like, okay, well that was enough for me. Gonna leave now to the next
Mm-hmm.
thing. And instead it happening like kind of just unraveling slowly and very gently, it
Yeah.
also makes me like, it's like I'm suspicious, like when is this gonna blow
Yeah.
up? Like, so
Right.
when is the real shit gonna hit the
Things
fan, you know?
can't just be okay and like I'm
Yeah,
feeling a lot of things, but it's fine. Like it
yeah,
can't just be like
like
that.
am I
But
supposed to stand up and say something? It's like, no, Samantha, just like
just
chill.
chill.
Please just chill.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying my time right now. I'm feeling quite at peace with a lot of things since a phase of my life is, officially over that caused me a lot of stress. So I feel good. Like,
yeah, that's good.
I mean, I'm still stressed about money stuff just because I have a job doesn't mean it's resolved, like it's not.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good paying job, but it's still not enough. Like whatever, like
Yeah.
I'm working through that as time goes on and like figuring out what I need to do in the financial respect, but I'm feeling otherwise quite good about my life and like where it's headed, and I don't know, I feel like I can have dreams again. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe just Gemini season, like positive outlook, but like I feel like I can have dreams.
It's interesting. I don't know if Gemini, I don't know. Do you think Geminis are necessarily like optimistic?
I think they can be, or they can be really pessimistic. It's like one or the other. There's no neutral Gemini.
I feel like they're almost they're like nihilistic.
Optimist. Yeah, it's a little
you know
bit
how
of
like
that.
Nihilism is like, it's almost like you're so pessimistic about everything that you're like, well, fuck it, nothing matters.
Optimistic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I get it.
Yeah.
It is a little bit of that.
Which is, yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's
I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just,
it's also
like,
kind of the vibe. Like, I mean, whatever. We're all gonna die anyway. Might as well do something. Like,
might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
And just that's where I'm at. So, we'll see.
Yeah. It's an interesting time, and I've kind of covered everything until next week. All the major stuff. Again, like I said, Mercury's making so many little things, like a square with Saturn and a sextile with Venus, and like all these things are going to come up. All this stuff about your health. You're going to figure out like, oh, how do I need to change my health? These are things that have already been happening since Saturn entered Pisces, right? Like, oh, like what changes do I need to make here and there? Like for me, I'm kind of like, what changes do I want to make for my health before I turn 30? Like, not even trying to be like, oh, I'm old. Like, not even trying to be like that, but realistically,
but, like, you gotta get your shit together before you turn
realistically
30.
Like, what sort of changes do I want to make, like, to where once I'm 30, it's just like a normal routine, like I don't even think about it.
Yep.
I've thought about like not really drinking much anymore.
Oh.
Which I already I feel like since my 20s, I already don't drink often, but it's like whenever I do, it's like a lot. It's like I only drink for the like social escapey kind of deal.
Right.
And it's like, obviously I don't let it get to a terrible level anymore. But I also don't, it's like not, I don't know. I just kind of am tired of it in a way. And I don't think I want to continue that. I don't see myself being over in my 30s still doing that. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just don't think it vibes with who I am anymore. Like, if that sounds dramatic, but it really does not.
Right.
Like I still would love to if it's like for an actual occasion for my actual good friends,
Right.
but that's not what I've been doing. I've been doing it just in like just after an exam to release stress. And it doesn't feel rejuvenating anyway. So it's kind of like, nah, maybe I can find other fun things to do, like to de-stress.
That's the goal.
You know what I mean?
I
So
think.
just things like that. I want to like repair my relationship with like exercise and food as well.
Oh, you want to dive down that?
No, I don't want to dive down that. We would need like a whole episode probably to really get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tweeted about this before, but like Instagram, it doesn't matter how many times I choose like or I tap not interested, I will forever get diet and exercise ads all the time.
It's horrible.
And like some of them are fine, and then most of them are like, I don't want to see, like I don't want to see this, you know?
Right.
But I think it's just the reality that we're just gonna see it everywhere unless I just delete everything, which, you know, couldn't be a bad thing to delete everything. But then my creative projects probably won't go much anywhere if I delete everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, like trying to integrate like social media is a big part of health. I don't know if that sounds like a like a hot take, but social media usage is definitely a big part of health too. I've been very not on social media or Twitch.
Wow. I really
Lately.
haven't been on Twitch at all, but I still have my nightly Instagram scroll, which I actually should stop doing because it's not useful.
It's just bad. It's just not always not good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
I never enjoy it really. I enjoy like 2 minutes out of the whole like hour I spend scrolling, you know?
Right. So yeah, like that's a big thing. I just feel like I get really sick of what the ads are trying to push into my fucking brain.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I want to work on not being so triggered by seeing exercise and diet stuff too. Like I want to be able to just be like, oh, whatever, like this is that and that's this. And you know, obviously I'm going to be a doctor one day, so people are going to bring up diet and exercise and I'm going to talk about it as well, and I don't want to, you know, like I just want to have a better neutral relationship with it. You know, I just want to work on that more. So yeah, that's kind of what's been brought up for me. Right. And yeah, Mercury's having like transits with everything you can imagine. Yeah. Neptune. Let's see.
In
Pluto,
a rambunctious period.
Saturn, Venus.
How very Gemini of Mercury.
Yeah. Right, like to go and talk to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like let's go talk to the whole entire solar system real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, I think it's just there's a lot going on and we're all taking it a day at a time or try not to get overwhelmed.
I know. I need to journal, bro. I literally need to just wake up, set a timer, and just write stuff. Anything.
Ooh,
what I'm thinking about
opening my journal makes me anxious. I feel like a loser. Like my
like yeah, you need to. Like, no one's gonna read it.
Haven't journaled in a year and a half.
Jordan, I always open my journal and it'll be like September 2022. You know, all the time. I've never been consistent. I always just open it when I know I'm needing it, and I know I'm needing it, and still not opening a journal.
It's intimidating. So, I mean, I used to journal like every day. I journaled every day for like close to a year.
Really?
Yeah,
it's a long time,
almost a year. So
I need to do tarot more and just journal.
Yeah, but and like the journaling I did was more like creative journaling, not so much like I need to like dump my brain. It was like I mean, it's still like a very therapeutic process for me, but like making a journal spread was more of an activity that just helped me like center myself and be a little bit creative, and then like I might find something to write about that is interesting or like has been on my mind or whatever, but it's not always about that. It wasn't always about that for me. I would even like do like a little book review for myself, whatever I was reading, like that's the kind of thing that I just want to get back into, like very casual journaling, not like I've never been someone who keeps an actual journal every day, like writing literally all of my thoughts. That's not me.
Right.
I don't really want to examine what's in my brain. It's a little difficult. So I do it in small doses by different means.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But
I'm the type
I've been a
to
little
like
inspired lately,
Yeah. I'm the type to really dump my philosophical thoughts. Like what I just talked about, literally, is something that I would write about. And then like read it like 2 years later and be like, whoa, when did I I thought about that. That's wild. But I think it's useful for me to just dump it out.
Yeah.
And maybe talk about it on this podcast. Who knows? I don't know.
This podcast is a lot of that for me. I feel like it's a little mini journal, memory keeping
that everyone's listening to.
That
That's
everyone
fine.
can
It's
listen
fine.
to.
That's fine. Everyone will keep our secrets.
Very private. Everyone keeps it. It's fine. Everyone's gonna keep our secret.
Although, wait, I don't know. We can cut this out if you don't want this included. But I know I had told you about this, and then you saw it, that we have viewers in our state, and we're like, how are these people we know, or like how do people know about this?
I'm still freaked out.
I'm a little freaked out because we don't really post it.
No,
we don't post it on our personal anything. Really,
Not
like
really.
sometimes. I mean, you do, but like,
a lot.
Are people really like going in and listening? Like, I don't know.
Are y'all really listening?
Are y'all listening? Do you know me? If you know me, please just like hit me up. I know
no, I need you to not ever tell me that you listen to this.
Okay, you don't tell Jordan, but tell me. Okay. Even if you know Jordan, you can message me, and then I'll be like, Jordan, someone that you know listens to you. Want to know about it?
Oh god!
And with consent, I can let you know. But I don't know. I'll just put that out there. But it is kind of weird. Like, I get very vulnerable. Although I don't know if I'm actually getting vulnerable. I feel like it's like fake. Not fake.
Oh my God.
It's like
not fake.
No. Like I do this in therapy too, where I just feel like I philosophize a lot, which sounds like, oh, I'm really deep and vulnerable. And then no one needs to ask any questions. Yeah, I'm not just saying shit. But it's like in between just saying shit and then like really being vulnerable. It's in between. Okay.
Yeah.
Like some of my actual feelings are mixed in there.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I'm the same way. I try to be pretty straight up when we're doing this, but also like I'm still a Virgo. I still don't need everyone to know everything that's going on in my private life. I do love to goss, but not about me,
Do you have any goss?
I have work goss that I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do I have any goss? I don't think
it's Gemini season.
I mean, I feel like I've gossiped with people, but I'm like, do I want to share any goss here?
No.
I mean, my parents always have goss with their like, I don't know, their like Sri Lankan community of like the local Sri Lankan community that all hang out. They always have some goss, but when I ask them for goss, they talk about stuff that I don't care about.
They never give you the good goss.
Yeah, and then they'll like offhandedly tell a story, and I'm like, this is what I was talking. This is what I wanted. Like, this is the tea. This is spicy as hell.
This is the actual gossip, please.
Yeah. Like their gossip, it's so like it's so like older generation Asian gossip where it's like, oh, this family came and they're actually really well to do, but everyone assumed that they weren't because this is seemingly their first time in the States, but they actually grew up here and lived in Sri Lanka to work for their business. And then when they came to a party, they were really overdressed in like designer clothing, and everyone thought that they were being tryhards. And I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting.
Sure.
It's like kind of funny that your friends are like immature like that. But other than that, I'm like, wait, is that where the story ends? Like, I need there to be like a confrontation.
Right. That's what I'm looking for.
You know? Or I need someone to like, even like a passive aggressive Facebook post from an auntie.
Yeah.
Because that has happened before. That has happened before. One time, oh my God, Jordan. One time, this was like maybe last year or 2 years ago. I don't remember. But like, there's a Sri Lankan food called lumprai, where it's like a mixture of rice that's cooked in broth and like different curries and different sambals and a boiled egg and a cutlet. And it's all like wrapped in a banana leaf and baked. And then you get all the juices. It's like delicious. It's one of my favorites. Probably my favorite. But it's kind of like regional in Sri Lanka. And you know, it's a food that's like traditional to burger Sri Lankans who are very like prideful and you know, it's like a regional thing and also like a heritage thing. But it's enjoyed by everyone in Sri Lanka. And I think one auntie like had us come over. I don't remember what this like party was for, but like we were helping put together all the things in the lumprai and wrapping them, and it was actually really fun. But it wasn't like super traditional fillings, right? Like it was kind of like, oh, you know, here's some curries we have and we'll like mix them together in a lumprai. And apparently one of the other aunties who came and who was helping the next week made lumprais in her home and posted it on Facebook and was like, this is the real way to make lumprai. This Auntie is the gossip I live for.
Auntie gossip, dude.
Yo, I was like, that. Oh my God, not this lady not having a life.
That's so funny.
You know?
Oh my God. This lady not having a life.
Yeah, bro. It's just like, I don't know. It's a lot. My parents have talked about, like, they understand that it's like, oh, you put so much on, like, bringing your kids to the States, raising them, and then the kids get to go to college and they get into these good programs and then they are getting good jobs, blah, blah, blah. You know, this like the immigrant hustle. Right. And then you're left at home and you all like the only other thing that you can occupy your mind with is like this petty gossip.
Yeah.
So that's why it arises, I guess. Right. Like that's why it's a thing.
Absolutely.
So I mean, so I just try to like look at it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And like not be the subject of it. Observe which I am the sometimes. Gossip. When I'm the subject of it, I get very annoyed.
I'd be annoyed.
Yeah. Like I get very annoyed, but if it's not, and if it's just like stupid stuff, like I find that quite enjoyable. But there hasn't been that many dramatic things lately.
Good.
Yeah. I do think like something else about traveling around and coming back is that, and I would love your opinion on this because I know people have talked about this online before, is like if you're someone who travels around a lot, whether it's for work or for whatever, and you are in a region or a town near people you know, is it your responsibility to hit them up and be like, hey, I'm in the area, let's hang out? You know?
Yes.
It is.
If you want to.
If you want to. Okay, thank you. Good distinction.
If like, you actually want to hang out with these people, it's your responsibility to let them know you're there.
Yes. I'm not saying like as like this as opposed to they have to hit you up, like they have to figure out that you're in the area. That's not even what I'm saying.
Right.
But no, like I'm not someone who's constantly posting my location on social media and also, when I come home after a long time, I like need some time to myself. And I learned this lesson because, like, I mean, well, even when I was in college, I would come home and have to, like, not have to, I don't want to put it like have to, but I would, catch up with all of my hometown friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I did Peace Corps and I was gone for like over a year in a different country and came home for Christmas, I like spent that month like just traveling around visiting different people the whole time.
People constantly.
Yeah, like the whole time.
I
and then barely had time. And then like came home to do family Christmas stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then saw more people and then literally flew out to go back. And I just remembered how exhausted I was by that. And I was like, I can't do it like that again. Like,
no, it's too much.
Yeah, and it was me planning all of the travel. Like, I was planning, like, okay, when can I meet this person and this person? And I arranged it. And at the time, like, it felt really good to go and see people, but I'm just, like, not extroverted enough for this. Like, I can't handle that. And if I'm home for a seemingly short time compared to the whole year, I also need to, like, schedule in time for myself. Absolutely. Where I don't have any objectives or anything to do, like I need just a vacation. And I've just had so many, like, multiple people hitting me up to catch up and like hang out. I've had people who haven't done that, but apparently they're wanting to reach out and are worried about me because I haven't reached out to them. Which is why, because I came home, I was sick for a week. And then I did all this traveling and now I'm back. And like people are like, "Oh my God, you haven't reached out to us to hang out." And I'm like, there wouldn't have been a time. First of all, like it wouldn't have happened until now. And also like what you haven't even given me the idea that you are wanting to catch up or like communicate. Like, why is it on me to reach out to everyone?
Exactly.
I reached out to my friends. I hung out with my sisters and hung out with my family. I've only been home not even a month.
Right.
So, yeah, it's like a little overwhelming. It's very Gemini season for everyone to just be like, let's communicate, let's talk, let's chat, let's hang out.
Yeah, and it's almost...
It's like too much. It's too much.
Weird kind of petty stuff. It's just not necessary.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And just like the people who want to make me feel guilty, it's like
it's literally making my stomach hurt to talk about it. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
So yeah, I've just been dealing with that too, and like I don't know how to solve it. Like, I guess I gotta go see people. I gotta go make an appearance.
Ick.
Which is so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of little chatterboxes in the air. Chatterbox energy in Gemini season that I hope will calm down in Cancer season.
Let us pray. Oh my God. All right. You ready to move on to media?
Yeah, I think that's all I got for the astrology.
All right.
All right. So what have you been watching or listening to lately?
So what I've been really enjoying for the past couple of weeks is one of our favorite internet content creators.
Yes.
The Evelyn of the Internets.
Yes.
Evelyn finally launched her like variety show type thing that she's been making with her. She's been making with her brother for like this has been in the works for what, like a year or two? Like multiple years before that. But like with the filming and getting the people on and all this stuff, that's been like probably within the last 18 months they've finally been able to get that together. She's finally launched her variety show called Evelyn and Friends. It's just so funny. Like, Evelyn is one of those content creators that I love because I relate to her so hard.
Same.
And she's just a treat. She says what I'm thinking. She's very funny. She's very witty. Like, Oh God, it's like people have been telling us about this podcast where they just want to have a conversation with us. Like, I just want to talk back to Evelyn
Same,
while
same,
I'm
same,
watching.
same.
Like, I want to be a part of the conversation with her. I love her. I'm really enjoying the episodes. There are 2 out so far. I think there are 5 episodes
Yeah,
total that they
yeah.
made. They're coming out every
They're
Friday in
so
June.
good.
They're so good. They're like a half hour, very quality. Like, oh God, today's episode, she had a guest on who I also love her content. Halise is great. They did a really fun episode where they had this discussion about the trend that was happening a while back of I do not dream of labor, like that TikTok sound that everybody was using.
Yes.
They had a discussion about like not dreaming of labor and like what that means and the nuances and all that kind of stuff. So it was very interesting to hear them talk about it and like the nuances that they each brought from, actually, like, I guess they're pretty similar perspectives, but they have different backgrounds approaching the topic. You know, they're both kind of freelance media people. So in that respect, they're similar, but they've had different experiences with capitalism. So it was just a very interesting conversation, and I really enjoyed the episode. Plus, Evelyn does a little segment that she's called it this for years, but she has a smack your lip segment.
So good.
I love smack your lip. It just is Evelyn eating something or trying something. And this episode she tried the like LaCroix colas, La Cola.
Ew, what?
The funniest.
Wait.
So funny.
Wait, watch me like them.
Oh
now
my
that
God.
I said that.
I need you
because
to
I had
try
the same reaction about the Coca-Cola cold brew, and I fucking love them. So
that makes more sense to me than the La Colas do. Okay, so I just really loved it. I've been really looking forward to Fridays to watch these. You know, it would normally come out while I'm at work, and I happen to be off today on this specific Friday, but I watch it on like Saturday morning or something before work the next day. That's what I did last week, and it's just so good. It's so funny.
I just love,
highly recommend Evelyn.
Yes, I was gonna say I just love what her channel is. In just like the entire, like in its entirety, because I'm pretty sure I discovered it, like actually started watching her when she did a review of like all of the LaCroix flavors. This was like years ago.
Yes, then you sent me it. We were in college.
Yes, and that was such
Evelyn
a good video.
Has been part of our life for a long time.
But the thing that I realized later on is that she had a video that went viral that I'm pretty sure I saw on like Instagram or Facebook. And it was like one, you might have seen it, but it's like a really well filmed video of her running and talking about like transitioning into adulthood. And I was like, oh, I have seen this. I didn't realize this was her. That was kind of like how I started watching her.
Right.
And her channel has just been, you know, I feel like she may find her channel to be very inconsistent, but I feel like if you look at the whole thing, it has been about like transitioning into adulthood, what it means to like be in your 30s, what it means to start working for yourself. And you know, processing things from childhood and connecting with your inner child while you move into adulthood in a healthy way. And that's just like what a lot of her videos have been about. Right. And before, you know, she's been planning this series that you're talking about, the Evelyn and Friends, for a long time. But before she was actually able to start the production, she had like a really severe depressive sort of period, especially during the pandemic.
Right.
And she vlogged during that time but didn't release anything. And leading up to the production of the series, she went through everything, edited it, and kind of like discussed what she was going through at the time. And it sort of led into her being like, well, I got through the things and now can work on this passion project. I'm not completely out of this yet, but I was still able to make these steps. And she got like a grant to get like a workspace, like despite it all. Yeah, like
Yeah, it
despite
just
all
really
of it,
hits.
she was able to, you know, get the
Right.
help from her brother and find a
Right.
space to work, a creative space to work, and
She's very
just
slightly older than us, but I just really feel like we're going through the same
yeah,
shit. It's like
yeah, for
I just
sure.
feel it.
It's good shit, good shit.
It's
And
so good.
her, I mean, if you like this series, I don't know if you're a part of her Patreon, but
Mhm.
the podcast with her brother is just
You've been raving
phenomenal.
about the podcast
It's
forever, and I haven't listened
so
to it
good.
yet.
And I think they've only released like maybe 10 or 12 little video episodes,
Mhm.
but it is so good. And I feel like it's interesting to see that cuz a lot of that production is her brother,
Yeah.
and seeing his little motifs in Evelyn and Friends too, like the music, the
Yeah.
little transitions and stuff.
Steve
Um
is very cool. Baby Blow.
Steve is so funny.
He's
They're both
very good.
so funny. Like I
They're
don't
just a great
understand.
duo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truly
And
highly recommend Evelyn for all content. Like go back.
oh yeah, they have
Scroll
short.
back.
They've made short films.
They have,
She's
oh my
done
god,
like YouTube live
Evelyn's
streams.
birthday videos specifically usually hit really hard. She did
Yeah.
one for her 30th birthday that was like, whoa. Like she
Yeah.
makes little movies with her brother for those things. Like just go to her YouTube
Is
page. It'll be
Evelyn?
linked.
Wait, is it Evelyn of?
Evelyn of the Internets.
Okay, I always get it wrong. Even if you put
Me too.
Evelyn from the internets, it'll come up. Even if you
Yep, it
put the
will.
wrong phrase, it's fine.
It'll come up.
Um,
Her YouTube channel is so good. Like scroll back. The thing,
watch
and
everything.
like you watch everything. Like you said, she's just been so consistent. Like the style hasn't changed because she found something that worked for her. Like the way she expresses herself is
And
so
she's a
good and so
Leo.
unique.
She's a Leo.
Right, she's a Leo.
So it's
So
just her
unique, like-
making her what she wants.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Evelyn
That's all
is
it
really
is.
great. Her vlogs are really nice. Like those ones that she released about her really like from her very depressive period.
Uh-huh.
She filmed
Yeah.
but didn't publish, and just like watching those is actually like a little not disheartening but like heartening for me.
Yeah.
Like
They're
it
kind of healing in a way.
they are. It feels
Cathartic.
I just like, yeah, I know that I'm not alone in like going through periods like that and coming out of them and finding my passion again and working on something with someone I love very much and like being proud of what we make together. You know?
Yeah.
Sam cringing.
No. I'm delighted.
Delighted. Can you tell? Genuine. Slash Jen, you know?
Yeah, I just think that she's so great and I want her to be successful.
I want her to have success in everything. She did have a show on PBS for a little bit. Just she did before the pandemic.
She's done some stuff, you know. She has a resume.
She's just very cool, very relatable,
yes,
like
very talented.
One of my favorite content creators. Period. So I love Evelyn. Evelyn and Friends has been bringing me a lot of joy. Very funny. Highly recommend.
We should do some of their games. Honestly,
you know
that would be
what?
so fun.
We should. We should try some of the games.
What is the? It's like Mary. What is it? Mary Block.
It's Bay. It's Block.
Bay
Bestie Block.
Bay Bestie Block.
Bay Bestie Block.
Instead of Fuck Mary Kill. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Those were so funny.
Bay Bestie Block. I loved that. Yeah.
Watch it. It'll be linked. Her vlog visiting Kenya is also really good.
Yes, her Kenya series is good.
Oh man, everything.
Yeah, I love it. What else have I been watching? I've been getting back on I've been in my vlog era, okay? I'm back in my vlog era.
Okay.
I used to be a big vlog girly.
I love a vlog.
I fucking love vlogs, okay? So I am back to watching my homie, my girl, CariCakes. She lives in Korea. I love CariCakes. She's wonderful. Her vlogs are very nice. She mostly shoots on her phone, which is also cool for me. To me. But no, I'm very interested in life in other places always. And she's an
Mm.
expat who lives in Korea with her
Mhm,
husband, who
mhm,
is
mhm.
Korean. And yeah, I'm just like I just love her vlogs. I love the mood she evokes in
Mm,
her vlogs.
mm.
Um, yeah, she's very cool. She also has a class on Skillshare that I was watching yesterday about like how to make vlogs. So that's very interesting to think about.
Ooh. Oh.
I'm also back on my reading bullshit. You know, we took a little break while we obsessed over a game, but we're back into books 2 weeks later, okay?
I like to read again.
I like to read. So I'm reading the second book in the Locked Tomb trilogy. It's called Harrow the Ninth. The first book is Gideon the Ninth. It's a little bit convoluted. Like the way these
Mm.
books are written doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly. So it takes me a while to read them, but I love all of it. Like they're funny, they're witty, they're a little bit disturbing, like it's sci-fi. It's just good. I'm having a great time, but I don't know what's happening. You know? I know by the
Hmm.
end I'll know what's going on, but I don't really understand what's going on right now. And that's okay.
But that's like kind of fun when books do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, I like
you
not
know?
knowing what's going on because I'm usually far too aware of everything that's happening, you know, like I'm bored.
In life or
So
in books, like.
in book. Oh, well. we don't have to go there. But anyway, I'm enjoying this book. um and
Oh.
shout out to my favorite girlies, MelReads and Olivia Reads a Latte. Who
Oh, that's cute.
Olivia, yeah, it's a very cute name. Olivia does like reading content obviously, but then also like a weekly vlog every week that's like an hour long. Honestly, it's
Yes,
just
my
exactly
favorite.
what I need.
Yes,
Exactly what I
let me
need.
put an hour-long vlog in the
Exactly.
background.
Exactly. She
Yes, I
has a
wanna know everything
tortoise
you
named
did this week.
Annabeth. We stan Annabeth. She has a dog named Jake and a cat named Ginger.
Oh my god,
I'm here for all of them.
cute.
She's like, you know, I just really like her vlogs. I like the way her personality on camera is really fun. I also love her book specific content. And also a final shout out to my boy, my homie. How to Train Your Gavin. Gavin is a treat. I made you watch
Oh,
one of
I
his
do
videos last week.
enjoy yes,
He's
I do
fun.
enjoy his videos a lot. I think I
He
need to start
just
watching them.
Yes, he just did a video that I will recommend most recently about this like Shrek fan fiction that I made
Oh
Sam
my
watch with me.
god.
It was so funny. I really like Gavin. He also did a 2-hour video recently about like what his week looks like as a full-time content creator. It was
Uh,
like
uh,
fascinating to me, honestly.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
intrigued about what his workflow is like during the week and like
Agreed.
what he
Same.
does. So it was very interesting to me. Love Gavin. His personality is great. He's a treat. Obviously, I've been on my YouTube shit, not playing Zelda. I've been reading books. I've been laying in my
Watching
bed.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laying in my bed.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
been the
yeah.
mood for the past little bit. But anyway, I'm having a good time. Haha. What are you gonna recommend today? I know what you're gonna recommend, but what are you recommending?
Well, okay. I have a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, I was literally just watching it. I'm in the middle of an episode. Is a Korean drama called Dr. Cha.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bitch, this shit is the most tea-filled shit I've ever seen in my
I love it.
life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my god, where do I even begin? I just started randomly watching this because it's just like a trending Korean drama right now. I think it
Mm-hmm.
just ended. Um and so I'm going through it. It's only 16 episodes, but the episodes of Korean dramas are quite long. So, it's a
Mm-hmm.
commitment. Um and it's essentially a medical drama surrounding a woman who's in her 40s. You get introduced to her. She's visiting. Okay, at first I thought these two characters were sisters, but I think it's just her best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Her best friend is like a really successful dermatologist who does like Botox fillers kind of thing, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
in Korea, so like obviously great
Huge
business.
market.
Yeah, huge market for that. Kind of where the origin of the market, let's be honest.
Right.
So she's visiting her friend and they're talking and they get on the topic where her friend is like, you know, you really wasted your potential. You could have been just as successful of a doctor as me or whatever. Well, whatever she said.
Right.
And she was like, I just can't believe you've been a housewife for 20 years. Like, don't you feel sick of it by now? Or there, you kind of get that revealed to you that at one point she was a doctor, but she quit to be a housewife. And so you're like, okay, that's interesting. And I mean, already off the bat, it's interesting because I find that a lot of popular Korean dramas don't focus on women in their 40s. So this is already like very different. It's usually like a 20s, early 30s romance. That's like the typical Korean drama.
Right.
So I was already like, where's this going? Like, where? Oh, this is interesting already. So you find out that basically this woman went to medical school, finished her internship, like her physician internship, and before she became a resident, she got pregnant with someone in her like cohort who was cheating on his girlfriend.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, so she got pregnant, and I don't have the full story yet because I'm not far enough in, but it seems like she continued to do her internship, but had to stop because of some incident after having her child. So then she quits being a doctor. She and this guy get married, so he's still a doctor. At this point, he's like an attending or a professor or something, you know, higher up.
Right.
At a hospital, at a university hospital. So then, you know, they get married. She quits being a doctor. They have another kid. And now it's 20 years later. She's in her 40s. He's one of the like surgeon. I think he's like a surgical professor. And their son is just entering his residency at the same hospital. And their younger daughter is about to enter college. And they live in this super bougie, like, house, very modern. And she lives this, like, very luxurious lifestyle as a housewife. Right. But then she has this discussion with her friend and starts, like, comparing her life. Her friend is, like, childless, not married, but a very successful doctor, very rich on her own, travels a bunch, all that stuff.
Right.
While she is, like, a housewife, tends to her children and her husband and her mother-in-law that lives with them, does everything, whatever, all that stuff, you know, very like very opposite lifestyles. And she starts to question it because she starts to feel very underappreciated in the home now that she's like thinking about that. And then like there's multiple incidents that happen, so I won't spoil everything, but then she has like a near-death experience. And even during that, when she's like very, very sick, her family is still underappreciative of her. They're still upset that she's not fulfilling all these duties or whatever. And she kind of gets sick of it and thinks that she's going to freaking die. So when she recovers somehow, not from the help of her husband or whatever, but she does recover. She is kind of like, yo, I almost died having the most unfulfilling life. Like, I'm going to go do whatever I want. So she goes like on a shopping craze, and then she does like a bunch of wild things that she's never done before. And then she's like, she realizes her passion all along was learning and wanting to be a doctor. So she, without telling her husband, takes the, basically the residency exam and gets like one of the highest scores and somehow gets a job at the hospital and eventually is dispatched into her husband's department. Okay.
Hell yeah.
It's so dramatic and has like a very subtle feminist undertone that I think is surprising in a way, because Korea has like a lot of trouble with like feminist ideals. They see feminists as very radical. I'm not even like making this up. This is just stuff that I know, I've read and like watched videos about.
Right.
So I feel like to have feminist undertones in any media, it has to be very subtle and it has to be very like, I don't know, you have to like see the whole social situation, like the whole family, how they act, and like how she's treated at her job and how she's treated out in society to get like the message. It can't be so in your face. So I've really been enjoying that, and I think this is this is a very like cancer season themed drama because it's really focused on like mother-child relationships and also just like the role of the mother, and especially the underappreciated mother, and her almost feeling resentful and like almost seeking revenge for that. Is very cancer, which we'll get into when cancer season is here. But I've been enjoying it a ton, and I mean I love it because it's a medical drama, but it's also like giving me a lot of insight into you know, our roles as women, and even like my relationship with my mom and stuff. Like, I don't know, it's a good one. It's a good one. Very addictive, very dramatic.
Yeah.
Like, fully immersed in it when I watch. So that is like the main thing I've been watching and that I want to recommend. I have a lot of music, but I will say some of these will be on the cancer playlist, so I kind of want to wait on talking about them.
Secret.
I'm not keeping it a secret.
Under wraps.
No. I will give you one song that I really like. It's by a K-pop group that has had like a long hiatus called Card. They're a co-ed group. The only active co-ed group. It's not like unknown for there to be males and females in one group, but I believe they're the only K-pop idol dance group that is active right now like that. And they have a song called Icky, and I've never seen such sexual lyrics in a K-pop song in my life. Like, K-pop songs don't shy away from sexual innuendos at all. Like, they're not prudes at all. There's definitely some stuff, okay? But this is very like, whoa, this is about coming. This song is about fluids, and it's incredible. It's really good. Like, their concept is really cool. They're kind of like an underrated group in Korea. I think they're more famous overseas. They're famous in like South America, Central America, because they have a lot of like reggaeton sound in their songs. So I really love them. And yeah, that's one recommendation. Their album is pretty good as well. And of course, I will talk about my loves, EXO, because they came out suddenly, very suddenly, with a music video pre-release for their album that's coming out next month. And oh my god, like, where do I even begin, Jordan? First of all, at the beginning of this month, a few of the members started a legal battle with their company, which this happens in K-pop sometimes, but I've never seen it happen this way, if that makes sense, where a few members are doing it out of the group, and then we're seeing all of the legal statements going back and forth so transparently. And the group has made multiple like little public appearances, which is also unusual because usually they try to keep everything under wraps when legal stuff is going on. So it's been an emotional roller coaster, okay, as a fan, I gotta say. And then it almost seemed like this upcoming album was going to be delayed or whatever, or not happening. And then suddenly, probably to save face, the company's like, actually, we're releasing this song tomorrow, and the album's going to be out in a month. And I don't know what to think, like, if this is all noise marketing or if like there's been some back and forth and the company's like, well, if you still want to promote, then you better get it going and finish everything in a month. And we'll see how it goes. And I mean, of course, they've already broken records for pre-orders of an album.
Yep.
within a couple days, within a day, really.
Of course.
Because they released this music video for the song called Let Me In, which is like such a beautiful, sad song. And very Cancer season again, because it's literally about being in love with the ocean. Jordan! It's about being in love with the ocean!
Is it really?
It's super sad. Yeah, it's really sad.
God.
The music video is
Not
beautiful.
Being in love with the ocean.
Oh my god. Or just like comparing someone you're in love with to the ocean. But to me, because EXO has had like a theme of some like, especially in their earlier music, of like kind of fairy tale themes. They have like
right.
They have songs like about a little mermaid. They have songs about them being like a monster, or about being like werewolves, which it was really of the time back then. Okay. So they've had some ocean themed songs as well. So this almost seems like a sequel and a very like mature version. And I remember telling you when we were hanging out that I was like looking through all of the current K-pop to see, because usually EXO does something so opposite to that. And everyone's been doing like these hard-hitting songs or like really dark horror themed concepts. And then this music video is all like completely different. Even just the colors of the music video. It's very bright, but also very like gray and like overcast. And there's like lots of nature instead of it being like kind of sci-fi-ish looking, which a lot of music videos have been lately, or very like grungy. This has been like, this one looks really clean and pure and like really beautiful, and it's a very ballad like song and just good. It's so good. So yeah, I've been dealing with those emotions of EXO coming back slowly. My favorite groups are making comebacks. SHINee and NCT Dream and even Luna. Luna has also had a lot of legal battles for the past couple of years, but have like been finally able to leave their company. They're all in different companies now, but like some of them are making a comeback together, and that's been like big news too in the K-pop community. So there's like lots to look forward to. It's overwhelming. But I'm ready for some good music because I've been in a music mood, thankfully.
That's good.
Yeah. I go a long time without listening to music sometimes, but
that's how I've been lately. I just haven't been listening to anything.
Oh man. But I'm so ready for this album, and it's been really fun. The fandom has been doing these streaming parties on an app called Station Head. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
But basically it connects to Spotify, and you can basically DJ for however many people, like a station.
Oh, that's cute.
And make a playlist. And so a lot of people, like there's been like teams of EXO fans, and like people do this for all kinds of K-pop fans, but I'm just finding out about it because I'm like a boomer. So but yeah, so EXO fans have been putting together like playlists where we stream, and like there will be a theme of different members, so we listen to their solo stuff and like some EXO songs, and then streaming the new song just to like get the numbers up. But like if 1,000 of us are listening, it goes by 1,000 each time we listen to a song.
Oh, that's nice.
So EXO streams on Spotify have like skyrocketed because of this. Thank God. It's cool. It's really cool. The app works really well. Like this isn't an ad for the app, but like I'm pretty shook because like it's people all around the world listening to a song at the same time. You would think that your phone would explode or just heat up, but it's not. It's really good. So I've been doing that too. It's just been really nice, and you can chat with people, and it's fun to see other people excited. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to, and I've been watching a bunch of old EXO stuff just to get my feels prepared.
Yeah.
You know, and lots of concerts. Good shit. But yeah, that's kind of it for now. I will probably have so much more music to talk about soon, and I'm excited.
Thank God. I can't.
Yeah.
I need more music in my life.
I will trade you music, and you trade me more YouTube channels, because I also like to have stuff in the background while I'm,
sounds
doing my daily stuff
to me.
Yes, a good exchange.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for me.
We've done it. Another episode.
We've done it. Somehow we've kept it under 2 hours.
Barely.
Yeah. But we did. We did, though.
We did.
But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
thanks.
We have lots of stuff planned for the summer that we can't talk about yet. For the show.
Summer projects. Yeah, for this podcast.
And maybe some collabs. Am I spilling too much? But stay tuned for that. And we'll slowly reveal them. We're not ready yet to reveal them, but we will.
Time yet.
We're workshopping, okay? I feel like we said this last time, but we're still workshopping.
It takes a long time.
We were too busy with closet and with
work,
catching up with life,
coming back to Earth, and
yes, exactly,
things,
exactly, Jordan.
It was a lot.
Oh my God.
So we'll get there. Okay, you'll see things when they're ready.
See things, or maybe just
when
hear
they're
them.
Ready. Maybe just hear them. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. Okay.
Exactly.
But yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoy the podcast, please leave us a rating and review on whatever platform you're listening on. We'd appreciate that so much. And you can always reach us at 2 Cups Between, that's with the number 2, on Twitter, or at 2cupsbetween@gmail.com. Have a good rest of your week, besties. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. It's almost like we forgot how to podcast.
I don't know what I'm doing. I never knew. What do you mean forgot?
I never learned.
To forget, you have to have known.